Recording is in progress. This is take two. I started this daily deeper dive podcast moments ago and was briefly interrupted. So here we go. This is Daryl Snyder going solo today. Brandon Abbey is on assignment. This is a late edition. There's a nice 4-game main slate. A few games have already went off in the MLB. Click no score. With the earliest game, Mariners Royals with an air, Mariners 1 hit, only in the middle of the first inning. Another early game, the Red Sox Nationals, with 4 nice games on the main slate on DraftKings. Tigers Guardians, Mets Cardinals, Diamondbacks Padres, Brewers, and the Dodgers. I booed the Dodgers because I not watched this video before. I'm a Giants fan. They are somehow hanging on to a 1.5 game lead in the wild card West. We haven't played well at all. Very, very anemic hitting, a lot of strikeouts, but good chunk of the season left, and hopefully they can right the ship and start hitting. Their pitching has been pretty good yesterday. Not as good as it had been. They got a great bullpen. So you notice I'm on ESPN.com. That will soon change. Sportstopia is in the building, meaning it's being built. And we believe it's going to be your go-to destination place for daily fantasy sports, articles and videos across MLB, NFL, NBA, PGA, and other late-breaking important news articles, specifically focusing on out of the gate daily fantasy sports and season long. Got some things brewing in the sports wagering world. Got a partner in the works that I think you're going to be pretty excited about. Stay tuned. But sportstopia.io, you can start to find some social media presence that'll really be boosted up next week. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all of those handles are Sportstopia HQ for headquarters. So super excited about this. If you haven't heard, Ed Williams, 2-time Emmy Award winner, former content director, NBCSports.com, and Roto World is putting a team back together. And as you can read, he is beyond excited through his consulting company to be joining yours truly and my partners to be the CCO, Chief Content Officer of a new fantasy sports and gaming media platform called Sportstopia. You can read about what's going on here. I won't spend a lot of time, but this will be like the go-to destination. We'll have optimizer shows every day. We'll give you tips how to get an ad. Super excited about that. We'll start to see some content next week. You'll see the first version of the Media Hub a few weeks by NFL, and then it'll evolve into a beautiful thing. So let's get to the Daily Deeper Dive podcast that we do daily. What do we do here? We take a deeper dive into the MLB slate currently. We'll be doing that for NFL as it gets near the opening day, and NBA, some golf. Today it's all MLB. Click on here. This is in cooperation with one of our partners, Ballpark Pal. They provide a couple of things for us. They provide daily charts in the way of home run projections, fantasy sports scoring projections, both FanDuel, DraftKings, starting pitcher previews, and weather as it relates to stadium factors. So nice little 4-game slate. There was some early games of which there will be some projections in here. Those are, as you saw, one game's going on, another one coming up. By the time this video renders and is on our YouTube channel and posted on this link in the blog, which will be right there, and on Twitter and LinkedIn, the early games will probably either be in progress or just getting ready to start. So I'll try to focus more on those 4 games in the main slate, which begin 4:05 Pacific, 7:05 Eastern. First chart up is the home run report. Got what did I see? Any consistency there? You got a couple of Diamondbacks. Christian Walker projected here in Petco Park against Rich Hill, a late acquisition for the Padres, 22.8% to hit a home run. His matchup is nice against Bill, a lefty. Park boost, marine layer, a little lighter today. We got a hurricane heading our way of all things. I've been out here in Southern California off and on since 2012. I don't remember a hurricane projected to take landfall this close like this one is. I don't think it's out of category 5 or 4, at least at this moment. It's a 2, but projecting a lot of rain and wind, so be interesting. Supposed to start seeing some elements Tuesday and then Saturday, and then definitely Sunday. So stay tuned. That could be in the delay or postponement category for that Padres game. But away from the weather, Rafael Devers, Red Sox. That's an early game, so that might be in the books or beginning by the time you watch this video. But in the late slate, Max Muncy against a tough pitcher, probably one of the more consistent recently. Last year's Cy Young Award winner, Corbin Burns with the Brewers. But still, Muncy's a lefty. He can handle a fastball, projected at 21.5, even though the matchup is a little down for him. Still on a short slate, 3,000 simulations that Aaron runs. Muncy came out projecting at 21.5. Tristan Casas, he's the Red Sox against Patrick Corbin. That makes sense. And then there's Tommy Pham, former Met, this year traded at the deadline to the Padres. So he's got a nice matchup against Hill as well. Some solid matchups beyond that. Adam Wainwright waning most recently in his career. So Alonso, the home run hitter in the middle of the Mets lineup, slight boost in overall, but with that matchup with Wainwright is 16%. Park's playing a little larger today. We'll show you that in the weather. Willie Adame is one of Brandon's favorite Brewers against Lynn, another late trade pickup before the deadline for the Dodgers. So you've got Lynn against Burns. You'll probably see those are 2 of the top projected pitchers facing each other today. Martell, another Diamondback. So you got the possibility of a stack, 3 stack there from what I see, and then Juan Soto. So you could stack some Padres, Pham, Soto. Probably wouldn't hurt. Take a shot on Tatis against the Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen. It's tough. I don't know. I mean, there's the projection. We'll look at the DFS report and see, but I might favor the other side with the D-backs against Hill. Here's the DFS report I was referring to. You can go to ballparkpal.com. You can see a lot more detailed statistics from the 3,000 simulations for today. More players than what you see here, but here's the top 3 by position. That will give you 9 for pitchers and outfielders. First base, Casas, Walker, Alonso. Second base, Marte, a couple of Red Sox. Third base, another Red Sox, a Mariner, and Max Muncy. Shortstop having a solid year. Bobby Witt Jr. with those Royals. That was an early game too we saw, wasn't it? So that's already, yeah, it's already in progress, and that won't be of any importance to you all, but you can go back to see how well you would have done. One, another Red Sox rally, a catcher, the other catcher, there's 2. Contreras, that looks like it's the Brewer matched up against Lance Lynn as a catcher. Turner for Boston, he had a nice game yesterday. That game will have gone off, so you want to focus on the other two, Gurrell and Lewis, for the D-backs in the possible DH role. And then the pitchers at top. Projected Salee, that game again is early. The later game, Burns, Lynn, Kirby, and Skubal for Detroit. All nice options, as well as Gallen. I'm surprised. Gallen, maybe because he's facing the Padres who have potential. They haven't really lived up to that, but they do have the bats, and then the lowest projected, Rich Hill. You'll probably see quite a bit of people sliding over to that D-back side. Loading up, gonna stack attack, smash mode. In the outfield, Yoshida, Pham, Carroll, Vertigo. Yoshida and Vertigo. Again, Red Sox, they will probably one off. My game's, is it 1 o'clock? I keep saying that. It is warm, so you have some time. Play a showdown with that one. Use this information. This thing will be up and ready by shortly after when I get done here, which should be by noon Pacific. So that information is relevant. In the outfield, beyond those four, you got Brandon Nimmo. He let off a game with a home run yesterday or the day before. Duvall was pulled for a pinch hitter. He was actually a prop play, and they pulled him like the 5th inning, so he didn't deliver. Julio Rodriguez, he's a Mariner. Mookie, a Dodger, and then Hernandez, another Mariner. Get to the starting pitcher preview. This is report card style. You can see overall grades, and then the last 1,000 pitches of the preferred pitch for each. Again, that game's already off, but the Boston game's in play with Salee. I said that might not have been possible, but it is. Salee, 4-seam fastball, throws at 44% of the time, grades out really well at A, slider A+. It's changed, a little above average, C+. So he's projected a little over 6 strikeouts in that game versus the Nats. Corbin not so well. So if you want to play showdown, looks like the Red Sox side. Some of the players you saw up here, right? Devers, Wong, Turner, Vertigo would be perhaps the way to go. What else do we have? There's that Burns and Lynn, both projected about 6 strikeouts, 6 innings, quality start. I would imagine that total in LA, let's see how the Park's playing. Got to be 7.5, 8. Hill and Gallen. You said Hill has some struggles. You can see it there. Gallen, nice. Overall, I like him today, but there's not a lot of options. So I definitely am going to play Wainwright. No. Would I play Skubal? He's had decent games, stretching out finally after coming off the DL and being limited. I think they might let him go full throttle. Projected 5 innings, only 2.5 runs, just shy of 6 strikeouts. So not a lot of choices. Got to make a stand somewhere. I like Burns. I like Gallen. Maybe mix in a little Lynn and the ball. Not so keen on X Curry. I'll say X is his name. I definitely have not heard how to pronounce yet, but X marks the spot. I don't know if he inspired Google to change to Elon to change to X or vice versa. Here's a temperature guide. I know I laugh at my stuff. It's probably not funny to anybody else. The girlfriend says, nobody thinks you're funny. I get a pickle out of it. Temperature, if it's blue sun, 55. Yellow, nice, 76 to 82. Orange, giant orange, 83 to 90. Bright red or dark orange, whatever you want to call that. That's sweltering above 90. There's some humidity and barometric pressure guys. Let's see what the stadium report looks like. Pink. That means there is a risk of delay or postponement. If that game would happen to be postponed, that's going to condense the schedule to 3. It takes Kubal and X Curry out of play. So check on the weather. If it's not, it's the highest projected home run park. So definitely watch that. It'll make a difference. The next two are the Kauffman Stadium game is already off. The Boston Washington would be a showdown if you're using this. And it looks like Nationals Park with temperatures in the 80s has a boost. Kauffman temperature in the 90s with the winds blowing in. You see a couple of bars there, 10 to 14. The reason that Cleveland game must be probability of low barometric pressure, probably some storms in that area, winds in excess of 15 blowing straight out. Gonna make for some skillful decisions today. So interesting, huh? Petco plan, little below, and then Bush, the Mets and Cardinals. Wainwright may get a little boost with the weather. Looks like crosswind 10 to 14. Temperatures in the 80s. Runs projected down. Home runs projected down. So do with this what you may. It's data. We provide all of this information, including what I'm about to show you on the optimizer, as entertainment and edutainment and educational information only. There are no guarantees of victory. I have performed well and I have performed not so well. Some other people are doing really well. It doesn't guarantee anything for anyone, but we try to provide for a price. This is free, so the value is insane, but the optimizer, what I'm about to show you, we believe has a lot of value for a really great price. We've got a promotion going, kind of scooted by that. While they laugh, the drafters promotion with us. They have a best ball contest going on. There's a lot of different sites talking about this. There's overlay right now available. I think it's only 37% full. Overlay means if it doesn't fill, you have a higher probability of placing in the money. And there is some money, $2 million. Best ball style contest with $300,000 first place. It pays out a lot of places. I think it goes 300, 150 or 100, but you can find that at drafters.com. But for $699.97 one time, while they last, you get 20 entries into that tournament. You get a $100 credit deposit on drafters to do with it what you may, which is you could play 5 more. So you could have a total of 15. You could use it for their prop plays. You could use it for some of their other fantasy contests. And then on top of that, currently almost a $300 value, you're going to get lifetime access to the Contrarian Edge Optimizer with its 7 live player projection partners, one of which is Ballpark Pal, and then our exclusive proprietary secret sauce blend of the 7. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Our price will not be $299.97 forever. That's currently the value. What we're offering it while we're in beta. We just literally became comfortable for 10,000 incomers. We've got a big promotion with a big group of people starting next week. You're going to hear about it from them. They have a lot of traction. They're excited. So I will update you on that. It also includes access to free VIP promo members, meaning if you get involved at $699.97, you're playing tournaments that won't cost you any money. And they will have some nice cash prizes available. So stay tuned to that. Also, another thing, we've got a super rewards program in the works. You will participate. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll continue to say it on these platforms like you play on with these really nice evaluations. Would have any evaluations if they didn't have players. You watching this are probably a player. My tools, our tools at Fantasy Sports Logic, no one used them. Just a really cool concept. If you didn't watch Sportstopia, again, it's a nice name. But if you do and you engage, the more you share what we're doing. There's a television component to it as well. The more that you will participate as patronage in us carving out like 20% share of the upsides of these platforms. So, but you have to participate. It's not a security offering where I say, hey, send us $700 and hope that we become the next unicorn and have $1 billion valuation and we exit and you just out there hoping. That is not what we're doing. We are creating a cooperative. The more you cooperate, meaning if you're already a player, you play on a platform like Drafters, you use a tool like Fantasy Sports Logic's Contrarian Edge Optimizer, you engage in content, you get access to premium content for free as a co-op member. Others will have to pay. The more you visit the site, the more you watch the videos, read the articles, the greater percentage of that participation you will get. And we can track all that pretty simple with today's technology. The more you watch, we have a movie coming out, probably be premiered in February. We're shooting in Vegas at the Fantasy Sports Gaming Association's conference. The Game Within, the History of Fantasy Sports, Peter Schenke, Ed Williams, some of the most respected historians in the sport. There'll be a documentary, about 48 minutes of content, our documentary, and then a docu-series on a streaming platform that potentially 30, 40 million viewers. That's if it's not picked up by another major one, which I think it might be. Gonna be cool. There'll be other things like that. So you get access at a discounted price before everybody else. And you could participate on the upside of that documentary and docu-series. If you don't think there's any money in those, Google, I read a few days ago, $170 billion of market for sports documentaries. So it's a big buzzing thing. And with Driven to Win Entertainment, which is one of our subsidiaries, you'd be about in that too. So lots there. What's the optimizer all about? It's about data. That's not a song. Data ding, data do. That's about partner providers. Ballpark Pal is one of the 7. Aaron provides, and we are right now exclusive with Aaron. Excited about that. 3,000 sims. We have the Baker engine. First time it's been offered for baseball. 10,000 simulations. It's offered by Sports Data IO, which is Charles. We get their legacy feed, the Baker feed, FTN, Frank. 40,000 simulations for MLB RotoWire. We're on with Shannon earlier today. He and Peter Schenke. RotoWire is like one of the most respected providers. They're all good. I mean, you got the cream of the crop here. Sport Radar, Dan Williams, Jasper Corey, over 100 years of combined data, providing player projection live. We update every 30 minutes. And these are their projections. Today, Lance Lynn up on top with Scuball, barring a weather interruption, the number 2, be popular. Both of those first 2 guys look like over 50% ownership, but it's a 4-game slate that could be a 3-game slate, right? That Guardians game is rained out will greatly change the dynamic. Corbin Burns, who I said I like, Doc Allen, my least favorite. Wainwright and Curry. I mean, they're professionals. Look how cheap, 5,000, 5,300. Hey, if you play them and they happen to get in the groove, it's not impossible. You will be different. How different will you be? You will be 90. Oh no, that's not the ownership. Yeah, you're 95% different. Ahead of the field if Wainwright doesn't get smashed. Rich Hill. Same thing, 97% ahead of the field. So works both ways. All of a sudden, they both pitch gems. Who did I see yesterday? Had a no-hitter, and then he gave up 7 1/3 against the Rangers. Detmers, 1 hit. I think he walked 4, struck out 5. I mean, they're professional pitchers and batters. The best of them missed what, 2 out of 3 times, right? The great hitter hits 300. Things to think about. What else do we think about? Our proprietary blend of the 7, right? You can see them all. You can see they're all a little bit different. You got Lynn, high projection of a little over 19. The lowest, a little over 14. And then our proprietary secret sauce has him about 17. You can see the first 4 pretty consistent. Quintana, not far off. Rich Hill, I mean, Bill, I think I quoted him. Xavier Curry, okay, Hill's 23.5. So that would make sense. So if you got different with Curry and Wainwright, and somehow, some way they pitched a quality start, they scored you more than 10, or they're both at about 10. You could lap the field. Just things to think about. What we have just put into motion. You can see the highest players projected. Alonso, that Mets Cardinal game. Corbin Carroll, not surprisingly. In the game facing Hill. Lindor, a couple of Mets. Another Padre Tatis. And Mookie for the Dodgers. Not far behind Freddie Freeman and then Ramirez. So, see, it shows you everybody on the slate today projected to start or maybe get into the game with today's popular platooning. But what am I going to do? What are you going to show me? Quit rambling on. You can't let the thing just run and see what it gives you. Again, 4-game slate, only 8 potential pitchers, unless you get crazy and throw in a reliever in there. Does work. Giants had bullpen games. Manea a few nights ago. He was in the winning lineup in a max contest. DK came in and threw almost 5 innings, 19 points, didn't allow a run, had some strikeouts. So that's not impossible either. I don't think any of these games are bullpen games. But if there's rain delays, someone like Curry, or on the other side, Skubal, they could start, right? And then the game's delayed for an hour or 2 and they don't come back, and whoever follows them up. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities. Nothing is guaranteed. But what I like to do, I'm not going to lock anybody. I mean, it's such a small slate. Let's just see. I'm going to go into stack mode. Normally I'd go 5, but a 4-game slate. I want a little bit of mix and match. I'm going to go 4 for correlation. Hoping that it's not like one team scores 15. But you have a couple of teams, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 runs by themselves. I'm going to go 4 stack. I'm going to let it calculate there. I'll have a sip of seltzer. You see it's ready. Generate. I'm going to go into auto stacking. That's for the stack attack mode. I could get, I could smash whoever I want to smash. Probably gonna smash, meaning load Jeff without it. If I wanted to get really crazy on a small slate, and I just said, I do not want any Tigers. Not Skubal, not any, I could eliminate them from the mix. If I didn't want any Guardian, if I didn't want any Met, if I want to get super, what I call smashing on a particular couple of games, you can't play, it's not a showdown. You got to play at least somebody for 2 different games and DraftKings, not sure FanDuel. You can get crazy here. Eliminate anybody, including their pitchers from the formula. I'm not going to do that. You can make sure you hit save if you want to go maximum exposure on certain people. you can do that as well. Only 107 different player possibilities for tonight's slate. It's still a lot, right? I'm gonna get out of here, but pro settings, you can do a lot of things. Let's go to auto 4, right? Let it do its thing here. What you see orange up over here. Be patient, don't start smashing with your mouse. Okay, it's ready. Auto. I'm gonna turn the stack attack mode to on. You can leave it off. If you go on, it's gonna get you more diverse. Again, there's only 4 games, 8 teams. Still can get pretty crazy. If I wanted to fade, you know, again, I told you could fade Curry because you think there's no way he's gonna be. But he's 3% projected owned. And someone, if he's gonna be 3% owned, then 3% of the people that play them, they could be ahead of you. They could be ahead of 97% of the field. So again, things to think about. I'm not leading you in any particular direction. I'm showing you that what's possible. Stack attack mode is on. It went orange. Show me something good. Show me something good. I'm a horrible singer, but I like reading. Look at the mixture. This is what it was programmed to do. We started out on this journey 8 months ago. Stacks almost all the time. I mean, it's a 4-game slate. You could hypothetically have a 2-1, 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. But most of the time, a team or 2 goes off. What did it show us? Look at all the diversity. We've got in the blend of the 7 providers, Lynn and Scooball. And then the stack is Mets with a D-back of a Tiger, 2 Tigers and a D-back. So there's a 5-2-1. The Baker with his 5,000 simulation says they're going to take a shot on Wainwright, going back in time, having a good game. They're going to give you a stack of Diamondback. I said 5. I said it at 4. I'm sorry. This is a 4. How many Mets should have? 1, 2, 3. 4 Mets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just gave you 5 Mets. So again, 4-game slate did go to 5, but it's a 5-2-1. Here we have the Shadow, Padre, 1, 2 Diamondbacks, 3 Diamondbacks with Corbin Carroll, and 4 Tigers. What I'm trying to point out is diversity, coverage. One particular game, if you're playing the max, $153 game. I think there's 50,000 in it. First place 5,000. So if you played everything, 450. You could smash, hoping that D-back Padres game or the Guardians, whatever game, right? You can totally smash and get as much on those 2 and hope that something else doesn't happen. This is the way I just did this, is to be as diverse with the 7 providers in the blend. And you're going, well, I'm looking at the Baker Ballpark FTN data RotoWire. You said 7, that's 4. Well, we have a little almost hidden away secret slider to show you. Sport Radar, Sports Data IO, stats perform. Look at the diversity. 4 games and you don't see anything that everybody's all agreeing on, right? I mean, you got a nice mix. Here you go. Goldsmith, I like him. Arenado, who would not want him on the lineup. They're going to pop. Hassan Kim, Padre leadoff hitter, having a great year. You got him with Tommy Edmonds of the Cardinals, O'Neill of the Mets, Nimmo of the Mets, McNeil of the Mets, and then Will Smith. Never a bad choice at catcher. So you kind of get the gist, right? I mean, it's all over. You can go, I love the blend. Where's the blend? I want to see the blend of all these 7. Because where people are migrating, I'm not saying it's the best way to go, but in the blend, Lynn and Scubal, Alvarez, a young up and coming catcher for the Mets, Pete. I want to hit a home run every time. Alonso, McNeil, Lindor. And then you say, I like this. You got Vadu leading off for the Tigers. You're gonna play 150 max. You might go over here, but what it's gonna do here is it's gonna give you, I'm gonna go 150. Okay. And I'm gonna let me go 100. Let me see 100. I mean, it's a 4-game slate. Show me 100 variations of, where did it go? I just sneak away from me. One, Libra. Working on everything. Max exposure 100. I mean, 4 games. It's not going to be 100. Look at what it did. Talk about diversity. It gave me 4 team stacks, 13 different for the Brewers, 12 for the Dodgers, 12 for the D-backs, 13 for the Padres, 13 for the Mets, 12 for the Tigers, 13 for the Guardians, and 12 for the Cardinals, right? I could have, if I'd have taken a team out of the equation, it'd have showed a 0 and it'd put more in. Again, I could have taken whoever I want out, right? If I just think that Dodgers Brewer game is going to be 1-0 with Lynn and Burns, and I just want the pitchers, then I take out all the players, right? I mean, it's whatever way you want to go by looking at the numbers, but then watch what happens, right? It threw a CSV file up there. I didn't, I could have clicked and thrown it to DraftKings. I like this. I like this. I may fade a team. I don't know. For my personal. Oh, you're saying, I want to see him. You can see him. Look at it did pick Curry in there. You're like, I don't want Curry. Okay, but only 3% owned on a 4-game slate. What if he has his coming out party, game of the year? You're going to be in good shape. You're going to be ahead of people. I'm not trying to encourage you to do anything. So you got he in the first, you got him in quite a few, right? But then he's not in, what is that? 3, 6, 9? You got him in 9 of the 100. You got Gallon and Burns, never a bad combo to have, right? With all different stacks. There's 9 more Gallon and Burns, Quintana and Burns. Some more Gallon and Burns. Trying to show you some different ones here. You got Hill and Gallon. You get what I'm trying to show you? You're spread out. Now that may be too wishy-washy. You're not taking a big enough stand, but it's only 4 games. If that Guardians game is rained out, I'm going to look at that closer. I mean, if there's a high probability, that could just be it's going to get delayed, but then you're going to squash down to 3, right? Then you can get coverage. So when you play this way, and you're playing a max 150, where you play 50 games or 100 or 150, all you're really trying to do, or at least I am, I don't know what you're trying to do, is have a lineup that's a little bit different, that has the potential to flow into the upper echelon, because these are so top weighted, right? Let me tell you what that, and I'm not leaning it towards DraftKings. I know some people prefer FanDuel. You can do the same with FanDuel. But tonight, there it is, $3. Max 150, $50,000. Payout $5,000 on top. So you pay 3 times 300 with a chance at $5,000. If I'm not again guaranteeing anything, that would be nice. You would be happy. You would have to get one of those teams into the top 8 to get your 300 back, and then hopefully one of the other ones, if it landed anywhere in the money, which it looks like it's the top 447, you profit $6. Just that happened. I played this Saturday, last Saturday this way, and I did well. Turned $75. I did a max 50 cent into the 150. I ended up, it's posted on Twitter, $662 by 2 of my teams. One got second, one got third. Worked out well. And on Sunday, I did something similar. Total transparency, I did in that. It was a larger slate. I did lock in a couple pitchers. I made a stand. This slate, You never know. I mean, I am intrigued by 4 game slate, somebody only 3% owned, and me having the opportunity to be 97% ahead of the field. I'll throw some darts. I mean, all of a sudden you see you're following the game, right? You look at the box score and you're like, you made it through one, you didn't get crushed, you made it through two, you gave up a hit, that's right. You root for those kind of things with a guy, ex Curry, who probably never would have paid attention to before. So that's why fantasy is all what it is. Makes the game within the game super attractive. So hopefully that helps you to get an understanding. Play however you want to play whatever slate. You don't have to play. There's that Boston-Washington game in about an hour, showdown. You can play showdown. Dodgers, Brewers, Seattle, Kansas City. That game is off. I showed that earlier. Let's see if there's been any update in scoring. 1-0 third, Mariners. Kirby 2 2/3. Couple of hits and a K. On the other side, Scubal. No, he's a Tiger. Who's the Royal pitcher? It is Zerba. 3 innings, 4 hits, couple of walks, earned run, struck out 5. So he's in the positive and scoring on DK. Back to the optimizer. Thank you for being patient. Again, hopefully there's some tidbits here for you. I've had some great feedback. You get about 7 days. It's expensive. $1. $1, 7-day test drive. We don't auto upgrade you into a package. If you like what you see, and I'm sure you will, you can upgrade $29.97 a month. Go for as long as you want. Access to MLB, NFL is coming, NBA is coming, golf. There won't be any increase in prices if you lock yourself in now. Currently, our lifetime, one-time, all sports, all upgrades, $299.97. That's lifetime, not yearly. Projection just updated, so want to watch that every 30 minutes. Closer it gets to lock, the closer you might want to watch. The biggest bummer is if you're playing a max amount of lineups and then you look after lock and on the disabled list for scratch, right? You got a nothing, got a 0. But make sure we try to do as well as we can with that in baseball. You never know when a guy's getting ready to come in, start a game, he may have a muscle cramp or something that's out of our control. You can update, you see that. Let's go back to this. Update. Show me the latest projection. There it is. Maine. Haven't seen still Lynn, Scubal, Burns, Gallen, Quintana, all the way down to X Xavier Curry. Nice name. Xavier. Like Alexander Xavier, if I'm saying it right, Curry. I'm very intrigued. 5,300, right? I'm really talking myself into that. Hopefully I won't refresh in the 3rd inning and see he gave up 8 runs and was totally smashed by the Tigers, Miggy Cabrera and company. Anyways, Quintana, not another bad play, right? Should be 90% of the head of the field. This is projected ownership, a lot of things. If that Cleveland game does get washed out, you're going to see, I mean, the ownership more condensed, right? So, how do you get involved? Pretty easy. Go to fantasysportslogic.com. See the news about the promotion, read about it there. Watch a little minute video on what the 7-day test drive is about. Get into details. This is a 3-minute little video. Go to our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is there. I'm going to load this video here. You can see not a lot of traction yet. This will all change. We haven't really wanted people to come in until we felt comfortable. It's still in beta, but you can go to the channel, you can watch the videos, you can driven to One Entertainment. A little video pop up. We have a whopping 18 subscribers, so we are smoking and joking. Kind of one of the biggest secrets. This is my Twitter. If you want to follow me, not a lot. I've vaulted up to 66 followers. And then we have our HQ. There you can go to read about the movie. This HQ just put up yesterday. 8 people have found us. This is where you'll see videos and daily articles posted starting next week on MLB, NFL, a little bit of PGA, some golf, and other breaking news. Also, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel. The YouTube channel now will convert everything over to Sportstopia HQ for headquarters. All right. Thanks for listening. I'm sure you've listened long enough. Appreciate you. And get started. $1, 7 days. I am at your disposal with questions. A lot of people have been reaching out. Very exciting. I'm going to do what everybody hopes I do, so I don't waste everybody's day. I'm going to end this video and wish everyone a super spectacular, amazingly awesome. It's already Thursday. Most importantly, a very prosperous daily fantasy experience.